welcome in guys to your NFL Week 4 recap. And the big game this week on Week 4 was Belichick versus Brady. Brady coming back to the Patriots. And the question was, who was actually the one behind the master plan of the Patriots? Was it Brady? Was it Belichick? And it looks like on Sunday it was Tom Brady. Because I'll talk about that game later on. But we start off with the Thursday games. Jaguars versus Bengals. It was 0-0 in the first. Then it's 7-0 to the Jags. 7-7, and then 14-14. Then we go to the fourth. It's 21-24 to the Bengals. Going on to the next game on the Sunday games, we have the Panthers versus the Cowboys, which was 28-36. Ezekiel Elliott gets a first down in the first for the Cowboys. Then DJ Moore gets a touchdown to make it 28-36. But we start off the game with the Cowboys getting 0-7 in the first. Then we go to the 7-13 to the Cowboys. 14-13, 14-26, 14-20 in the third. From Cooper gets a touchdown, 14-26 by Dalton Schultz, who makes it 14-26. Then in the third, Wilson with 14-33. And then DJ Moore in the fourth, making it 28-36 to the Cowboys. Then we have the Cardinals defeat the Rams, which in my opinion was really big. Like, the Cardinals are looking like a serious team this season. 4-0. The Rams, going into this game, they were coming off a big win over the Patriots. Oh, not the Patriots, the Bucks last week. We had a 0-3 to start in the first to the Rams. Jefferson with a touchdown, first and field goal for the Rams. 7-10 in the second with the Cardinals, 7 to the Cardinals, 10 to the Rams. Williams made it in the second, 14-10 to the Cardinals, 21-10 with a field goal. Field goal in the second, 24-13, 27-13 with a field goal in the third, 34-13 in the third, and 37-13, and then touchdown for Woods to make it 20-37. Big win for the Cardinals. And going on to the next games, we have the Lions versus the Bears. Two teams that, who is the worst team? Like, if you're looking at the Lions are the better team. I know they're 4-0, but they're the better team out of this whole thing with the Bears and stuff. Because yeah, Justin Fields had a good game, but this was against the Lions, and the Lions could have scored a lot more in that game if they took their chances. Then they didn't. But you had David Montgomery hitting the first touchdown, then a second touchdown for Montgomery to make it 0-14. Then a first interception, but it was a flag from Bush. Then we had a Damian Wilson touchdown in the third to make it 21-0. Then this is when the Lions came back. In the third, it was 7-21 in the third. Field goal for the Bears to make it 7-24. And then the Lions come back in to make it 14-24. And knowing Matt Nagy and knowing this man, and he wants to get Andy Dalton back. He's gonna go, I'm gonna have him back, god damn it. Like, that's gonna be like a Vince McMahon. Like, if you know wrestling, that's Vince McMahon. He's like, that is like Matt Nagy. He like sees a vision, and he's like, he's the dude that we should be starting Andy Dalton. But it's not. Justin Fields. Nothing else matters this season. Stop these Bears fans You can celebrate and whatever, but you're celebrating mediocrity. Stop it. Like, you Bears fans, you need to focus upon the biggest thing. What I've been saying all season, if you're a Bears fan, is that Justin Fields is that dude. Forget about these wins against the Lions, because it's the Lions. If you go against a half-decent team that score a couple of their touchdowns and whatever and the field goals, then it's going to be a lot worse. Like if you go against maybe Cardinals or whoever. Like, okay, you beat the Lions, but Lions haven't been good this season. They're just a bit better than the Bears. That's it. Then we had the Washington versus the Falcons, 34-30 to Washington. It was 0-3 with a field goal for the Falcons and a touchdown in the second from McCoy in the second to make it 10 and 7. Oh, Preston made it 10-0 in the second. Then McCoy made it 7 and 10. Then it was 13-17 in the third with Carter touchdown, 101 yards to make it 13 and 17. And then 19-17. Then a third touchdown of the game. Patterson had a good game with three touchdowns in this game, 19-23. And then Davis had a 73-yard touchdown, 22-30. And then in the fourth it was Kane to make it 28-30, and a touchdown in the fourth, 34-30. And then we had the big game, the biggest game this weekend in week 4, as I just mentioned in the intro. We had Belichick, Brady, and then, like I said, who was the actual biggest going into this game? Who was the guy that built this dynasty for the New England Patriots? Was it, people are going to say Brady, some people are going to say Belichick. And on Sunday night, with a late field goal, because the Pats didn't take a touchdown or whatever it was, Tom Brady defeated his former coach, Belichick. So we started the game with 3-0 with Fields getting a a field goal in the first for the Bucks, make it 3-0. Then Jones has a touchdown to Hunter in the second to make it 3-7 to the Pats. Jones gets sacked in the second for the Pats. A field goal for the Bucks make it 6-7, and then in the third it's 13-7 with a first and goal. Fourth and a touchdown to make it 13-14. Then a field goal in the fourth to make it 18-14, and then 16-17 in the fourth with a field goal, and then 19-17 to win the game for the Bucks. And Tom Brady defeated his former coach in Belichick, and it looks like Tom Brady was that dude in New England. 1-0. Then we have the Seahawks versus the 49ers. One thing I want to say about the 49ers is play Trey Lance. Trey Lance is that guy. Trey Lance should be that guy. You should be playing at quarterback. You lost this game. Was it 28-21? It was like Trey Lance should be playing this game. And I know the head coach, I've heard some things like some fans of the 49ers want him down in the hot seat. And if he's making decisions like this, I absolutely agree. Trey Lance should be your starting quarterback. He's that dude. He's that dude for the 49ers. But we started the game, it was 0-7 in the first with a touchdown from the 49ers from OL. In the second, it was Metcalf in the second to make it 7-7. Then in the third, Russell Wilson touchdown for the third, 14-7, 21-7 in the third. Freddie Swain in the second with a touchdown. Alex Collins with a touchdown for the Seahawks, and 28-13 with a touchdown. 28-21 was the final score of that game, and Trey Lance has to start at quarterback. Then we had the Bills defeat the Texans this week 0-40. First, it was just a lot of field goals from the Bengals to make it 0-6, 0-7, 0-10, 0-13, 0-19, and a touchdown in the fourth to make it 4-40. And then we had the Giants versus the Saints. Bad day for the Giants. Like, you lost to the fucking not the Giants. I said the Giants. It was a bad day for the Saints losing to the Giants. Like 27-21 in overtime. You had it was 6-0 in the first with a touchdown from John Ross. In the second to make it 7-7. The Saints come back with a touchdown. We have an interception. In this game in the third, Johnson makes a touchdown for the second for the Saints. Tyson Hill makes a touchdown in the third to make it 7-14. Then a 23-yard field goal. Giants in the third with 10-14. 16-21. Barkley with a touchdown in the fourth, and then 18-21 in the fourth with a touchdown, and then in overtime it was 20, and then in overtime it was 27-21. The next game, Lamar Jackson's Ravens versus the Broncos, 23-7. It was 0-7 touchdown to the Broncos first. 0-7 to the Broncos, and 7-7 in the second. Murray gets a touchdown to make it 7-7. And then we have a passing touchdown to make it in the second to make it 14-7 to the Ravens. Field goal in the second for Tucker to make it 17-7. Andrew touchdowns in the fourth. But he was touching. It was supposed to be a touchdown in the fourth with Andrew, and then he touched a face mask. It was a flag and didn't count for touchdown. Tucker's got another touchdown and another field goal in this game. In the fourth, to make it 20-7, and Tucker field goal to make it 23-7. Then we have the Colts versus the Dolphins. Dolphins are 3-0 and going in the first, touchdown in the second to the Colts. 7-3 in the third, 13-3, 17-3. Field goal in the fourth, 20-3. 3. Alexis Collins makes a touchdown in the fourth to make it 27-10. 17-3. Sorry about that, guys. 20-10. 20-10 touchdown for the Dolphins in the fourth. Parker makes a touchdown in the fourth to make it 27-17, and that was the final score for that game. The Browns had a good defense this week, defeating the Vikings 14-7. It was 0-7 for the Vikings in the first, touchdown, 48-yard field goal for the Browns to make it 11-7 in the third, touchdown for the Browns to make it 6-7 before that, and then there was another touchdown in the second to make it 8-7 field goal to make it 14-7. Broncos, the Browns sacked the Vikings, and the Browns 14-7. So Baker Mayfield's Cleveland Browns defeated the Vikings. Then going on to the last game of the day, of the week, which was last night's game, Chargers versus the Raiders. We have a 7-0 on the first, touchdown from Cook to make it 14-0, and 21-0 from Austin on the second. In the third, it's 21-7, 21-24. Miller gets a touchdown in the third. The Raiders get another touchdown in the third to make it 14-21, and 26-14. And in this game, they were coming back a lot. In this game, you had like in past years, a lot of Chargers fans, Chargers and teams in the past would have crumbled at that, and they would have absolutely lost that game. But this Chargers this season, different mindset. They won the game. Then we have the Steelers versus the Packers, and that was 17-27, 7-0 in the first. Second, it was 7-7 in the second. Touchdown by Aaron Rodgers in the seventh to make it 7-14. And then the final game is 17-27. So leave your guys' thoughts in the comments of week 4 of the NFL recap. Peace.